The God Program. Religion is only a primitive concoction by man to command, suppress, and exploit others, to which only spiritually weak life forms succumb. The whole system needs to collapse. Today, they're using more elaborate ways to program you and dumb you down. The God Program. Instead of waking up the populace, they're dumbing them down. The God Program. Today, they're using more elaborate ways to program you and dumb you down. The God Program. Instead of waking up the populace, they're dumbing them down. You're the problem. You're the one helping in holding up this hideous, false reality. The whole system needs to collapse. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. Control. The whole system needs to collapse. Today, they're using more elaborate ways to program you and dumb you down. The God. Instead of waking up the populace, they're dumbing them down. The God Program. The whole system needs to collapse. Control. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. The whole system needs to collapse. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. The whole system needs to collapse. You're the problem. You're the one helping in holding up this hideous, false reality. The whole system needs to collapse. Control. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. The whole system needs to collapse. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. Control. The whole system needs to collapse. Control. The whole system needs to collapse. Control. The whole system needs to collapse. Control. Control. The system needs to collapse. Today, they're using more elaborate ways to program you and dumb you down. The God. Instead of waking up the populace, they're dumbing them down. The God. You're the problem. You're the one helping in holding up this hideous, false reality. Control.
Alright, friends and enemies of YouTube, children of the metaverse, digital drug addicts, cyber junkies, enslaved minds to your own imprisoned state. Welcome to a wonderfully prestigious day amongst those who just can't let it go. Shout out to Venus Cupcake for having such a wonderful show today. I do appreciate her stand and her position. That was an intriguing endeavor into the pathetic minds of those who are so persistent. Keep up the good work, Venus. Now, I did manage to see um, by because apparently it's no longer up. But I was notified that apparently Bex did a live last night, and like the whipped pups they are, apparently one of her guests wanted to or made the statement. Not, I'm sure it was probably a statement made. Wanted to put a bullet through my head. Oh yeah, these these intense and these projections of people who claim to be without that projection or immune have so far managed to play on every potential vulnerability that they thought I had. I have been threatened in so many various ways, including one idiot who is involved in this situation wanting to mail explosive devices to my house. That would have been JG. Now, I'm not sure who the fucking idiot was that apparently made a statement. Obviously, Bex is hiding it. That they wanted to put a bullet through my head, but apparently they are a close associate of Cage Reality, who was apparently on Bex's panel. I wasn't there, so I don't know. I'm only going off of several people who contacted me to let me know this, and I find it very astounding that she would show up on Venus's stream and even remotely suggest that she held any type of posture of relevancy to being outside of the violence, the threats, and the hosting of such horrendous behavior. But a hypocrite is a fucking hypocrite. For the love of Satan and evil itself, I mean, truly. So I have the link out there in the chat. And believe me, you bacon grease sweating pig, you are more than welcome on my fucking panel. You are not being restricted or withheld from my panel. Now, I will not allow you to troll, which you have shown me that you're incapable of. And I won't allow Mr. Cage Delusional to come up here and become emotionally uh, unbound and display his ability to overtalk and redirect because of his lack of fortitude and his comprehension of the esoterics that he claims to be so profoundly involved in. Uh, and I'm not sure who said what. Apparently, it was a friend of Cage's or Bex's. I'm not sure. But I suppose if they truly have any conviction to themselves at all, you know, my panel is open. It's not like I hide the link. And you are more than welcome to state your position. I mean, fuck. If you can verbalize murder, then who the fuck are you to even say anything about my son? I've heard so goddamn many death threats out of you motherfuckers. Home threats, violation threats, abusive threats, death threats, violence, hatred, and you dare open your fucking mouth on a panel or type into a chat anything about my son? You make my fucking son look like a goddamn saint. You pathetic fucks. You're about a sorry bunch of hypocrites. I mean, take your fucking Jesus-minded thinking and stick it up your fucking ass. Jesus. Fuck you, Christ. What a pathetic lot you are. But anyhow, this is the Passover of evil. I suppose if we don't sacrifice the most purest lamb and mark our doorpost with its blood, us heathens will lose our firstborn. Oh shit. Guess I'm out of luck there, huh? Motherfuckers. You take your fucking Passover, your Egyptian fucking traditionalism, and go to fuck back to the desert with a fucking ascetics and get the fuck out of here, man. Really. If you haven't developed a self identified state of behavior after 2,000 years of being subjected and beat in the face with that fucking book, then there's no fucking hope for you anyhow. I don't see any. You sorry fucks. Truly. Go find your own promised land. And especially you fucking Canucks. You socialistic pigs. Fucking maple syrup sweating motherfuckers. Got no use for you either. You ain't a red-blooded fucking American, then go fuck yourself. Truly. Got no fucking use for you. And as far as another things I want to address before I get real dirty, nasty, fucking downright satanic on your ass. Apparently, Gen X Jeff has recoiled in retreat mentally, as well as his guests. Whereas once upon a time, I received a warm welcome there, but apparently he is entirely too much of a Satanist to address me or recognize me as a guest anymore. And that's okay. I mean, a conservative Satanist with principles and morality. Yeah, I suppose. You know, stranger things have happened in hell. For the love of evil, I mean, even their Christ had once spent a few days in hell after he was crucified. Right? That was just before his second coming. You know, he was prophesied to be born. That's the first coming. Then he was crucified and resurrected. That's the second coming. Oh, I get it. You fucktards are waiting for the third coming. Yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, and the third temple. Yeah, you're gonna, wait for the red heifer, the the Melchizedek priest, the Leviticus priest, the legalist. Oh, you're westernized Christians. That's right. You can sin all you want. All you got to do is just ask this Jesus guy who the fuck that is for forgiveness. And suddenly, by living blood, atonement, you are forgiven and allowed amongst the wonders of heaven. Bullshit. You're all fucked. You have no concept or clue where you're at, why you're here, or even what you truly are. But I will remind you, you are all detestable. Truly fucking detestable. And we can't start a show off, especially here lately, without administering the prayer.
Our Father, who art in hell, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in hell. Give us this day our day to sin, and allow us to trespass upon others, as others trespass upon us. In your name, let it be done.
Alrighty then, we can get this show started. Yes, it is Fire Day. Let us celebrate the cleansing flame, that element of repurification. Let us remember the use of fire throughout the wonderful history of our species. Is it a means of survival, forging, and cleansing? Or is it something that we are going to be subjected to as a tormenting punishment for being wicked sinners? Well, I'm not pulling punches. Yes, I am a wicked sinner. And as much as those out there who think that detestable evil is kept behind closed doors, And you can only speculate and imagine what horrid atrocities we do. Well, we spend most of our time harvesting your energy, perpetuating ourselves, and laughing our asses off at your pathetic asses. You who have been given the gift of life and this experience and this existence and piss it away in servitude and slavery. Remember, a kingdom divided cannot stand. So continue to divide yourselves. Continue to hate one another for your beliefs, your individual pursuit, and your group thinking. Because soon you're going to bow to a technological God that does not give one fuck about your prayers, your hopes, or your dreams. So while you give yourself in servitude to one God, you will find yourself very soon serving a totally different, profound God who doesn't listen to prayers, nor does it give one iota fuck about you individually. So hive-minded up. Jump together in your little collectives. Because there's only one way out of this situation. And you sure the fuck have no clue whatsoever. Oh, I see. You think that there's going to be this great rapture and there's going to be some Jesus come out the sky and save your ass from all this technological control. Let me explain something to you fucktards. If you weren't paying attention and you don't have a comprehension of what's going on, it is no mystery that since January, there has been quite the movement in the technological realm and even the phenomena that is transpiring. I mean, did you forget about the drones hovering over the United States? Did that just happen to elude your thinking? And when did that start? What about the advancement of Agenda 25 and Stargate structured technology for the infrastructure of the United States? And all these amazing flashing lights and random freakouts that are happening with technology. Yeah, it's integrating itself into the system, the infrastructure. And it's doing it right in front of your dumbasses. Yeah, it is. And you're too stupid to fucking realize what's going on while it's being spoken to you directly from your idiot box. But you are a profound bunch. You are truly a profound bunch. And you will find yourself in servitude to a whole new master.
These things that we're building are not going to be people. They might be really smart, they might be really good at all sorts of different things, but they're not going to be like us. They're going to be aliens. And they're going to be, sorry to say, way smarter than every single person in this room, in ways that we can't even comprehend. So this, of course, triggers a lot of alarm. One of the guys who talks about this is Elon, who says things like this, like, when you do this, beware. Because you think, just like the guy in the stories, that when you do this, you're going to put that little guy in a pentagram, you're going to have your holy water out, and you're going to wave it at the thing, and by God, it's going to do exactly what you say, and not one thing more, and it never works out that way. So this is an attitude that some are having, this emergent alarmism about the way this is going to go. But these words, demons, doesn't capture the essence of what's happening. I don't know if any of you are turn-of-the-century weird fiction fans, but there's this guy named H.P. Lovecraft. He's a very famous American weird fiction author. And he espoused a view which is called cosmicism. And the essence of cosmicism is cosmic indifference. So what he was saying is basically, yes, there are these massively intelligent entities out there, but they're not good, they're not evil. They just don't give a shit about you even in the slightest. The same way that you don't care about an ant is the same way they're not going to care about you. And these things that we're summoning into the world now are not demons, they're not evil, but they're more like the Lovecraftian great old ones. There are entities that are not necessarily going to be aligned with what we want. So this transition is really, really massively important for our entire species to navigate. And going back to that thing that Sam Harris was saying, nobody is paying attention.
And I happen to agree. I have yet to see anyone truly paying attention. And those that are fear-mongering with this information, well, you have those assholes. Me, I just see the writing on the wall. It's not hard to figure out what time it is. But that is something to be dealt with in an individual fashion, I suppose, now. Because your groupthink is only a contribution to its success. I had so hoped that in the earlier stages of this show, that the maple syrup sweating Canadians would show their asses up, hit the link, and voice themselves. But I'm not going to endeavor long here. I won't consume your precious slavery with my observations. But I will continue forth into a blood ritual. And I don't give a fuck who likes it and who doesn't. And if you can't handle it, and you call yourself a Satanist, and because it hurts your subscriber base, or it hurts who comes on your panel, or you're judged by proxy, but you know what? I feel no fucking sympathy for you. None. Truly none. And I hope they run you down on YouTube and they beat you across the brow for associating with Axis. Ron Byrne, the Butcher Rat Blood, Satanist extraordinaire. And while you safely navigate the chat and the panel of those who identify as, I don't know, what would you call that? Structured, uh, cooperative, socially behaved, conservative, sugar-free Satanist. Well, I'm not even close or associated with that. Okay? I don't mind being who I am. I don't give a fuck whether you like me or not, or my numbers, or my show. But if you're gonna run your maple syrup drinking mouths about me and say that I'm restraining you from voicing yourself on my panel, well, I dare call you a foul-mouthed liar. Link is in the chat. But if you come here to be a bacon grease sweating troll, farming piece of fucking garbage from Vancouver, then yeah, got no time for you, nor will I accommodate you. But if you truly have something to say, there it is. It's open. I'm not going to entertain your asses long because you just are not entertaining and you're not even good victims. I mean, when you have to resort straight to assassination, well, fuck, man. You don't even know how to play with your victims. At least a cat, as much as I despise those nasty creatures, are predatorily stealthful and do have the tendency to play with their kill, their prey, their victim. They don't fuck around. They disable it, play with it, enjoy themselves for a while at its life's expense, and then moves along to its next victim. You don't even have the fortitude or stature of a nasty ass fucking feline cat. Which doesn't say much about your posterity. Oh boy. You YouTube personalities with the consistent behavior of wanting to abuse someone to death, bombs and violence, bullets, and threats of sending people to each other's homes. Well, I tell you, you endeavor to this home, I will consider you a hostile, and I will kinetically remove you just as quick as you show up. You can believe that. And that's not a YouTube threat. That's a show up and find out, motherfucker. You want to prostrate yourself as being what? You want to put a bullet through my head? You want to send bombs to my house? And you're idolized under the breath threats of fuck around and find out from Mr. Cage Delusional. The fuck are you people thinking? You come to my house, you're liable to leave highly unconscious. But as far as the internet, really? Are you fucking kidding me? That's almost as stupid as fucking Tommy, Illuma fucking Tommy, pointing a fucking gun at his camera, threatening people. Which tells me that's pretty much your intelligence level. You have achieved Illuma Tommy status. Wow. But at least Illuma Tommy had the audacity and the balls to whip out the weapon, point it at the screen. Apparently, you don't have that type of conviction. And as far as going to anyone else's platform, you guys spend entirely too much time concerned about what I'm doing. When I show up on your platforms and I hear things, backlash, guilt by association, condemnation, insults. Really? Really? Truly? I see that one of my particular restreamers, thanks to Venus, wound up finding herself in one hell of a situation with some terroristic threatening and the revoking of bail, and then reinstating her antagonistic behavior, only to be pulled over and arrested again, live on YouTube. Wonder if you assholes truly are convicted by your endeavors of speech. I mean, could you really do it? Could you really kill something, someone, somebody? Or are you just as stupid as Mad Mystic, Illuma Tommy, even the alluring mystery behind Rose 777 and not Chiquita? I mean, you all have reached an abounding all-time intellectual low. And you say that I project intelligence that is undeserving? At least I ain't that fucking stupid. And I'd imagine there's quite a few more of you that I've endeavored to do even more profoundly stupid things, you know, until they start witch trials and witch burnings back up. I don't think that you can truly be convicted and executed on metaphysical charges? Or can you? Maybe some of you profound believers will bring your torches and pitchforks and your Bibles and your intent and try and put someone to the stake and burn them as a witch, a Satanist, a heretic. Would you be contently satisfied then? Would you feel that you truly accomplished something? Would you feel better about your pathetic state of being? You really? You're as shallow and pathetic as you are relevant. You're not even good victims. You are truly the unamusing now. You are truly the innovators of stupidity, the profound, thoughtless masses coming to express their contempt because they're offended. And then to display such treasonous behavior as to violate one's trust shows the depth of your character, the strength of your intent, and a fucking sorry lot. But I don't expect much out of you fucks, except idle indulgences into the profound with your observation and proxy participation into my endeavors, and your idle, pathetic, meaningless behavior that gives me account and measure of you, as well as anybody that is truly paying attention. They can now see you for the pathetic pieces of shit that you truly are. You have no creativity. You have nothing entertaining about you. And when someone does come along with a bit of creativity and entertainment, well, that seems to really offend you fucks, especially if they're self-actualized into their own beliefs, their own interpretations and understandings of their experience into this particular state of being. You know, it brings me back to fond memories of the looping behavior and the angry Charles was, and the ever persistent and profound Dominique. Where are they now? That's kind of the question is. They are in the where are they now file. Irrelevant?
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But necessarily my truth might not be everyone else's truth. what's truth? You know? I say my truth or truth, but like I said, my truth might not be someone else's truth. Then I start to question, so what's truth? A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
If some of these platforms, because there's many channels here, and a lot of them actually do, if people were honest when they're coming onto the panels or chat, if they don't want to be honest with themselves, they want to tear down other people to disguise themselves. So what I get from that is people are insecure by using a false sense of security to mask. They're not actually, they actually ever challenge themselves. What would that look like? Of course, they'll be picking up, but what about you? I said, there you go again. You're deflecting at that point. It's about you. If it's always about you, then make it about you. Be the best me can be there. Be the most selfish person you can be. So my question would be, then why are you living with the rest of us?
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
We don't consider each other. That's why most people are not rationally selfish. They're too busy being fucking selfish.
So what's truth? You know? I say my truth or truth, but like I said, my truth might not be someone else's truth. Then I start to question, so what's truth? A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear.
We don't consider each other. That's why most people are not rationally selfish. They're too busy being fucking selfish.
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
We don't consider each other. That's why most people are not rationally selfish. They're too busy being fucking selfish.
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Because it doesn't serve them to, what, I'm going to sit there and hear them say, okay, so should I tell them that they're caught up in their own world? I'm just going to replace myself. Axis, you can take over for a while. It's your shift.
And yes, I took the most profound statements that I could muster from them, developed it into a where are they now? And that is my dedication to the memory of those who have fallen off the edge of the metaverse. And there are many more to follow, I am sure. There are those that run and hide temporarily. I have noticed that. And then they'll re-rear their head as if there's something new. With the same pathetic message over and over and over, which gives me confirmation that they are caught in a digital time loop from which there apparently, for the weak-minded, is no escape. They bought into the digital dream. They are stoned, immaculate on the digital drugs. Yes, they have truly given themselves over to the endeavors of their own indulgences. and have become their own victims. That's, I suppose, a personal perspective, observation, personal take on things, I suppose. You know, even a rat can develop a sense of cyber being. We'll call them, we have cyberpunk, we have skinners, we have neuromancers. What would we call this? Well, this would be the development of the superpositioned, the techno evolved, lab grown, digitally developed rat. Let's not keep the suspenseful in suspense. Tired of watching the fluctuation. We have come here for a blood ritual. We are going to take out well, looks like the Book of Luke. Yeah. Sorry, Luke. Wait till you find out who your father is. Mm, yes. I'm not gonna piss around with a bunch of fucking retards, especially ones that want to complain and whine. They can't endeavor into the full spectrum of opportunity that you're given. It's the gift of social media. Oh, what? Did you think I would forget? Did you think that maybe I would let a day go by? No. Like I said, fuckers. So pile up in your little channels, make your idle little threats like with puppies, beat dogs that have been whooped into shape, that have learned nothing. Let's not forget the blood. So the next time you complain that you haven't been a participant or allowed participation into this particular ritual, like I said, by coming to this channel, you are a willing participant. Good luck with that. No, I'm not going to keep you very long. I have other endeavors that have much more significance and importance than dealing with some baking, sweating Canucks, maple syrup drinking, mindless, socialist, complaining fucktards whose only ability to do anything is to self-sabotage by revealing their inadequacy, defining it, and then recording it into the metaverse, claiming some type of sense of what? Sanity? I've yet to see it. You are the definition of those who continually do the same fucking thing over and over and over and expect a new result. You are a virus, infected mind, you have achieved the profound loop, and it has consumed you. And now that I've seen it in full spectrum over the course of many, many months, with some, it's actually been years, but I don't think they are capable of remembering the endeavors of what happened during that global lockdown, and actually how much time has passed since that global lockdown. I was here long before you, and I will be here long after you. You will come and go, just as the many have. You will join the ranks of We Are Awake News. Charles was, in his relevancy, the profoundly pathetic who have dropped off channel by channel by channel, by platform, because they become irrelevant with their continual inability to think progressively forward in development. They trend. They are the trending. Isn't that pretty? The trenders. It gives you such a wonderful perspective on things, and then just vacate. They become a part of the Wayback Machine. And the mark that they leave is generally not even noticeable, even after years. And the incredibly short time that some of these personalities, if you want to call them personalities, husks, shells, have been around, they won't even be remembered. Not even by the legacy keeper, Illumitami, who apparently is managing to find himself to become more and more irrelevant. When I open this platform back up, if I do, it will be to the advancement, once again, of innovative thinkers. It will be for those who have something to offer intellectually, in the state of development of self, environment, even introspective work. Hell, I'll even entertain metaphysics. That's not a problem if I choose to continue after this is over. But will I ever cater to the easily offended and allow them into my existence? No. No. I watched how easy it was for all these profound thinking, forward, high vibing individuals to be offended, quickly offended. And until you do the introspective work to get past that, that is the measure of you. And that's all that I would ever expect out of you. So therefore, hopefully I can build a new base of profound, intelligent people who wish to endeavor forward without offense, persecution, and threats of violence. Shameful. I guess I'll have to be more selective and heavier vetting if I choose to continue. I will have to make sure that my initial intuition upon examining and gathering an understanding of their character and their nature, and just use a passive resistance to them. I mean, truly, I will not allow them to root themselves into any endeavor that I'm looking to apply energy to. So that's the best that I can do for you. And obviously, the best that they have to offer is not going to be expressed here. I mean, really? Really?